Folks, welcome back to another episode of 3 or 4 or Wifey, where we're going to discern whether or not Ashley St. Clair, who is Elon Musk's surprise baby mama, if she's really worth marrying, committing to. She is on the news basically all the time now because she exposed Elon for having her impregnated by his seed, and apparently this kid is 5 months old. And also, on top of that, she's claiming that he's not protecting her and that she's getting threats and all this sort of stuff. So, who the hell is this person? A lot of us don't know who it is. I know her, I've known of her for years. Let's look into it. If you guys want to know what really incited this video, what basically made this chick go viral for once, is this post, okay? On Valentine's Day, very nondescript, right? She says, 5 months ago, I welcomed a new baby into the world. Elon Musk is the father. I have not previously disclosed this to protect our child's privacy and safety. But in recent days, it has become clear that the tabloid media intends to do so, regardless of the harm it'll cause. I intend to allow our child to grow up in a normal and safe environment. For that reason, I ask that the media honor our child's privacy and refrain from invasive reporting. Now, keep in mind that she has a PR guy helping her write this sort of stuff. So it's not like you're some college girl that he knocked up and doesn't know what to do. This is a person that was already well off, was being paid $40,000 a month apparently to live at some very nice condo or apartment in a metropolitan area, and she can afford a PR guy. She can afford to not talk about this, and then why would the media now report on this child out of nowhere? It doesn't really make sense. It seems like she's trying to extort him for more child support, but let's look into it. To make things even crazier, we have this guy, Brian Glicklich, this old PR person, and he's saying, oh, St. Clair Ashley is a woman of tremendous integrity committed to protecting her family. This reasonable request should be honored by the media. So what they're trying to do here, and it's a game where, and this is more hoe than wifey for sure, or she's trying to wife up Elon by extortion, basically, in a way where she's trying to triangulate the media as the boogeyman, and then having conservatives being like, oh, we hate the mainstream news, and then also her outing Elon as the baby daddy to then put pressure on him publicly to then accept the kid as his own or to rather give her more money, which is crazy. Now, you might see Ashley as a younger woman than Elon. Rather, Elon's 53? She's like 26, apparently. Okay, you might feel bad for her. I really don't believe you should, because look at this. She says, can you believe the nerve of this gold digger? Obviously, knowing the implication. Obviously, she knows that she's a gold digger. We all know that she is one. And so for her to then blame Zelensky for not relegating, let's say, $1 trillion out of their rare earth minerals from their own country to then be extracted by America, this is not really an analogous comparison. And in fact, it's supremely ironic. Now, the conservative dynamic here is very interesting. Obviously, there's going to be people that are going to be connected more to Ashley than to Elon, or rather, they have to play them both off of each other. So you have to say congratulations on the kid, but then also, you don't want to say like, oh, Elon, you have to put a ring on it now. And also, by the way, Elon has 8 baby mamas with 13 kids in total. You see people, Matt Gaetz, Cat Turd, a big Twitter account, James O'Keefe, Matt Gaetz' wife, Mike Cernovich, people that are prominent in the right wing on Twitter and otherwise are basically giving her credence, credit, and basically letting her have leeway insofar as the popular market of ideas is, because it's pretty clear that she's an immoral person, and so is Elon to a degree, but still, she's a gold digger. Now, to add some insult to injury, we have Ashley St. Clair saying that, oh, I don't want this to get out to the mainstream news. Now, she's on the New York Post recently with her feet out on some ledge over here in the apartment for whatever reason. And she's got all sorts of photos here that are kind of weird. For example, you have this one where she's playing chess, even though the chessboard isn't even set up correctly. So, again, she's like a faux intellectual. At this caption for this picture as well, that was part of that photo shoot. And it says, Ashley St. Clair definitely looks like she wants privacy. I always wear a corset when I don't want to attract attention, says this girl on Twitter. And it's true. I mean, this is what she's wearing, saying that she's a victim of Elon, even though she already gets paid 40 grand for a security detail in this apartment that she gets to live in thanks to him. So, and I understand where she's coming from, where Elon's not an attractive guy and he's worth $500 billion almost. And so you'd expect him to give you $1 billion or something. And he's only going to give you, I don't know, maybe 5 million a year. And you have to suffer. But yeah. Now, this is where it gets good, okay? Anyway. Ashley St. Clair is in her late 20s. She's been around for a while, and almost 10 years ago, she went by the name of Sex Laptop, which in and of itself kind of disqualifies her preemptively from being a wifey. If you're ever going to have the gamer tag or whatever on Twitter, the handle of Sex Laptop, you got to just call the quits there. But anyway, Ash here says, well, I can't even read it, actually. Now that I read it, I don't want to read it out loud, but you see it. Another creepy post. The Twitter history over here, the graveyard of tweets that Ashley has are actually, it's pretty astounding. You see here, they're talking about Elon Musk. At the top, you can see here, I needed to get to Elon Musk's attention for a marriage proposal, please, Greg. And then Greg Price says, he's got a kid with a woman already, seems unlikely to work out for you. And this was May of 2020, so this was about 5 years ago. And then Ashley St. Clair says, well, he actually has 7 kids and goes through women pretty fast, a laughing emoji. So think about that. She was already contemplating this sort of move for 5 years, which is pretty creepy, to be honest. And it also shows a level of intentionality. And in fact, Elon Musk, if I show the screen, you'll see that Elon Musk even replied to this post by Milo Yiannopoulos with a whoa. Okay, so even Elon Musk knows what's going on. He basically acknowledged all that was said by Milo Yiannopoulos against Ashley St. Clair, exposing that she was a whore, that she was a webcam model or something like that she has like all these unorthodox views, that she was against the border wall at some point, stuff like this, and obviously the whoring out, which is pretty gross to look into. Now, while it's quite clear that the subject of this video is not going to get a good verdict, I still want to look into the sentencing protocol, okay? This is the first time I'm going to do it where, you're already a 3 or 4, you're already a hoe, Ashley, but let's kind of see how severe of a punishment you're going to get insofar as castigation, okay? So you see here, there's a post from Colorado Springs, 2016 to 2018, according to Milo Yiannopoulos, okay? So these texts goes as follows. Obviously, she was a slut. Whoa. And slept around with all these frat guys, including at least 3 in the group I was in, which resulted in the nickname Smashly. She got so upset about this that she tried to then accuse the frat that started that nickname of assault or hazing or something to get their chapter kicked off of campus. She dated one of my frat brothers, and when things went south, she had assaulted him and would constantly spam his phone with texts and calls once he decided he was done with her. I also heard that some voicemails, and she sounded like a total hysterical psychopath. She loved drinking, smoking weed, and doing coke. It's okay to stop doing these things and getting sober, but she obviously took the stance of drug users or degenerates to appease MAGA. She would literally smoke weed in the dorms with her best friend her first few years in college. Also, these allegations get worse. Apparently, she would try to sell or trade pictures of herself when she was underage and would generally act like a whore, which is in line with how she was in college. So there's a lot of secondhand information, a lot of gossip. You don't know what's true and what isn't, but you can see that there's a history of her posting really gross stuff on Twitter already years ago. And I mean, with her conduct now, gold digging is not a surprise to anybody. One little cherry on top right now is this tweet, which is just a banger in the reverse sense. This was posted less than 2 years ago. Vivek just called out the system for financially incentivizing single motherhood. Flame emoji, and one last flame emoji. Now, she's a flaming liar pants on fire because think about this. She's over here, again, castigating single mothers as she was a single mother at that point already, I'm pretty sure. She has 2 baby daddies and 2 kids that I can recall. And on top of this, Ashley, again, is benefiting from a system in which a guy knocks you up and now he's on the hook for the tune of tens of thousands of dollars a month at the bare minimum, if not millions going forward. Okay, so of course, she is a blatant hypocrite, and it's kind of funny. Now, Ashley has to be one of the biggest 3 or 4s I can think of on the internet nowadays, as she is so conniving. She says here at the New York Post, on the other hand, you are the mother of the richest and one of the most controversial, or rather, you're the mother of a child of the richest and one of the most controversial men in the world's history, and you're a single woman living with 2 children. This is absolutely terrifying. I think she feels equally jilted and terrified, more said as St. Clair, who has another child. So think about this. She's now playing victim, implying that she's like under death threats, or rather, and she's not even claiming that people are threatening her. She just thinks that there's a chance that something could happen. Despite the fact that apparently from what I've read, she has a $40,000 a month to security detail, which is a lot of security. I bet Drake doesn't pay as much for security, okay? And he probably needs it more than Ashley, I can promise you that. And so, I mean, at this point, you're getting a $500,000 in protection. But not only that, and honestly, she doesn't need that at all. Who the hell is going to be... I don't get it. Okay, very few people generally know about Ashley St. Clair even existing outside of like Twitter and stuff, okay? And even less people would know that she is the baby mama of like one of 13 different children. And if being Elon Musk baby mama was so dangerous, or being one of his kids was such a dangerous thing to be, then how come the other 12 children are just fine, okay? And the baby mamas, the other 7, are just fine, okay? There's no real threat here. There's no Luigi Mangione that's going to be like, Elon, the Stoge thing, I'm going to go after Ashley St. Clair. It's like, dude, that's a joke. I would say it's narcissistic, but it's also just a manipulation tactic to get more money and clout off of Elon. And she's a succubus. A succubus. We have this one post that really gets to the bottom of it all, okay? On Instagram, she posts here, Happy Inauguration Day, ready for the golden age of America. Okay, so think about this. Now that Elon, her baby daddy, that whose kid at that point would have been like 4 months old. Okay, so she already knew what was up. She stalked this guy for 5 years, wanted him basically to be the father of her child. A bunch of money, obviously his genetics. Okay, so she wanted all this, and now that he got in power, basically through Doge and through Trump getting inaugurated, now she felt like, okay, now I can come out in the public, even though she was hiding for months prior to this happening. And so it just kind of explains the whole mens rea behind Ashley St. Clair. The allegations against her are pretty contextually relevant. I think that she is a definite 3 or 4. It's not even a question. And I think that sentencing wise, I think that she should be banished. I think that she should be exiled from Elon's world. Okay. I don't think he should have to acknowledge her at all. I think he should not even give her child support at this point. Actually, I think he's giving her too much money. So, no, suffer. And you knew what you were signing up for when you got with Elon Musk, knowing damn well he has so many other kids with other women. You knew exactly what you were doing. You weren't 18 years old. You were 25 at the youngest. Okay. So chill out. It's fine. This is really Elon's fault for being lured in by not even a 3 or 4. I will declare Ashley St. Clair now a succubus. And I'll leave you with that. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment down below your thoughts. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.